Hello everyone, I am Divya, your math facilitator. In this session, we shall discuss the solutions of exercise 1.2 of real numbers chapter of our class 10. The concepts of this video I have discussed very clearly in the earlier video. I suggest you to firstly watch the concept video so that you'll have very clear understanding of all the concepts and you can solve the problems very easily. Okay, so you'll get the concept video by clicking on the I button. Now let's get started. Now the first question is express each of the following numbers as product of prime factors. Okay, so how will you do that? Simple division method. Okay, so this you have learnt in your earlier classes too. Now it will be a revision for us. Okay, so 140, how will you prime factorize it? Let us use division method. You know that it divides with two tables, so 2 7s are 14, 2 zeros are 0. Okay, so 2 70s are 140. Now again 2 3s are 6. Okay, and 1 is left over. Now this becomes 10, so 2 5s are 10. Okay, so 2 35s are 70. Now let us take 5 tables. Since you have 5 in the units digit, you know that if you take 5 table, it divides 35. Okay, so 5 7s are 35. Now 7 is a prime number, so you will take 7 directly. 7 1s are 7. Now when you get 1, you will stop the process, right? And you will take all these as prime factors. Okay, so all these are the prime factors. 140 can be expressed as product of these prime numbers. Okay, so let us write here. So 2 into 2 into 5 into 7. Okay, so 140 can be expressed as 2 into 2 into 5 into 7. Okay, so this again we can rewrite it as 2 is multiplied 2 times. So this you can write as 2 square multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7. Okay, so 140 can be expressed as in this way. Okay, product of prime factors. Clear? Now let us move on to the next one. 156. So this also, now by just looking at the units digit, you can see you have 6 here, which means you can divide it by 2, right? So 2 7s are 14. Now out of 15, 1 is the remainder, so this becomes 16. So 2 8s are 16. Again you can divide this by 2. Okay, 2 3s are 6. Now 1 is the remainder, this becomes 18. So 2 9s are 18. Okay, now this you can divide by 3. As you can see, you have 9 in the units digit. Let us try with 3. So 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9. Okay, now 13 is prime number. You can divide it by 13 itself. Okay, so 13 1s are 13. Now 156, you are able to express it as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 13. Okay, so the same thing again, you can write it in exponential form as 2 square multiplied by 3 multiplied 13 times. Okay, so moving on to the next one, you have 3 8 2 5. Okay, so 3 8 2 5. Now seeing 5 in the units digit, immediately I think of 5 table. Okay, so taking 5 table, so 5 7s are 35. So 3 is a remainder, so this becomes 32. So 5 6 are 30. Now 2 is a remainder, this becomes 25. So 5 5 are 25. Clear? So again you have 5 in the units digit, so let us take 5 table again. So 5 1s are 5, 2 is a remainder. Okay, so this becomes 26. Now 5 5s are 25. Okay, so 1 is the remainder. Now 15, that means you can write 5 3s are 15. Clear? So now here you have 3 in the units digit. So let us try with 3 table. Okay, so 3 5s are 15 and 3 1s are 3. Okay, so you got 51. Now let us try with 3 table again. Okay, 3 1s are 3, 2 is a remainder. Now this becomes 21. So 3 7s are 21. Okay, now 17 is a prime number. So let us take 17 directly. Okay, so 17 1s are 17. So now 3 8 2 5 can be expressed as 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 17. Okay, so this is nothing but 5 square multiplied by 3 square multiplied by 17. Clear? So now let us take this one, 5005. Saying 5 in the units digit, you will know that you have to take 5 table. Okay, so 5 1s are 5, 5 zeros are 0, 5 zeros are 0, 5 1s are 5. Okay, clear. Now you have 1 in the units digit, so you cannot take 2 table, you cannot take 5 table. So let us try with 3 table. 3 3s are 9. Okay, and you have 1 here, so again 3 3s are 9, you have 1. So 11 is not divisible by 3, so you cannot take 3 table also. Now let us try with 7 table. Why? Because 7 3s are 21, so you have 1 in the units digit. Okay, so let us try with 7 table. Okay, 7 1s are 7, so 3 is a remainder. Now this is 30. Okay, 7 4s are 28, 2 is a remainder. Now 21, you know that 7 3s are 21. Okay, you got 143. So let us try 11 table now. So 11 1s are 11, now 3 is a remainder, so this becomes 33. 11 3s are 33. Okay, now 13 is prime number, let us take it directly. Clear? So 5005 can be written as 5 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 13. Okay, now the next question is 7429. Okay, so 7429. Clear? Now what are the prime numbers? You have 2 3 5 7 11 13 17 19 23 29. Okay, so now just see. So since you have 9 in the units digit, you cannot divide this number by 2. Okay, also you cannot divide it by 5. Okay, so by 3 and by 7 we have to check, because you know that 7 7s are 49, so you have a possibility of having 9 in the units digit, and you know 3 3s are 9. Okay, so there is a possibility, so let us check for these things. Okay, so now let us check for 3. Now 7429, is it divisible by 3? Okay, so 3 2s are 6, 1 is a remainder, now 14. So 3 4s are 12, now 2 is a remainder. Okay, 3 7s are 21, so 1 is a remainder, you have 19, which is not divisible by 3. Let us check for 7 now. So this case is also ruled out. So let us check for 7. 7429 divided by 7. 7 1s are 7. Okay, so 4 is not divisible, so you'll write 0. Now this becomes 42. 7 6 are 42. Now here 9, it is not divisible, you will get a decimal point. Okay, so now this case is also ruled out. Now let us check with 11. So 7429 divided by 11. Okay, so 11 6 are 66. You have 8 as a reminder, so 82. Now you will take 7 7s are 77. Okay, so you are left out with 5. Now 59 is not divisible, so 11 is also ruled out. Now let us take 13. 7429 divided by 13. Okay, so 13 5s are 65, so 9 is the remainder, now 92. 13 7s are 91, 1 is a remainder, now 19 is not divisible by 13, so this is also ruled out. Now let us check for 17. 7429 divided by 17. So 17 4s are 68. Okay, so you are left out with 6 here. Okay, you have 62, so you know that 17 3s are 51. Okay, so here you are left out with 11. Okay, so 17 7s are 119. Okay, so that means 17 table is divisible, so let us write here. So taking 17 table, so it is 437. Clear? Now again this 437 is an odd number, which means it is not divisible by 2, and you don't have 5 here, so it is not divisible by 5. Okay, so let us check for 7. So 437 divided by 7, it is 7 6 are 42. Okay, you are left out with 1. 17 is not divisible, so 7 is also ruled out. So in this way, if you keep on checking, only 19 is divisible. Okay, so let me check it here. 437 divided by 19. Okay, so 19 2s are 38. Okay, so 5 is a remainder. Clear? So 19 3s are 27. Okay, so 19, so you got the answer as 23. Okay, taking 19 table. Now 23 is itself is a prime number, so it divides itself. Okay, so expressing 7429 as prime factors, you get 17 multiplied by 19 multiplied by 23. Okay, so moving on to the next question. You have to find the LCM and HCF of these numbers. Okay, and you have to verify that the product of LCM and HCF is equal to the product of the two numbers. Okay, so for this question I would like to choose division method for both LCM and HCF, because in the third question it was mentioned that you have to solve LCM and HCF using prime factorization method. Okay, so here let us do it division method, because anyway we are going to do it prime factorization method in the next question. Okay, so here now let us firstly find the LCM. Okay, so how will you find the LCM? So 26, 91, you will write it in this way, separated by a comma. Okay, so here you can see you can take 13 table. Okay, why? Because 13 2s are 26, and you can see 13 7s are 91. Okay, now let us take 2. Okay, now 2 divides 2 one time, and 2 does not divide 7, so you will write 7 as it is. Okay, since 2 does not divide 7, you will write 7 as it is. Okay, you will bring it down as it is. Now let us take 7, because 7 is a prime number, you can directly take 7. So this 1 remains the same, and 7 1s are 7. Okay, you will stop the process here. Now what is the LCM? LCM of 26 and 91 is the product of this, right? So 13 into 2 into 7. Okay, 13 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 7. This is nothing but, now this is 26 multiplied 7 times is 182. Okay, so now let us find the HCF using division method. So the bigger number you will write it here, and the smaller number will be the divisor. Okay, so this we have already learned in Euclid's division lemma also. Clear? So 26 you can see multiplied 3 times gives you, so 26 multiplied 3 times gives me 78. Okay, so let us take, now subtracting, you have 3 and this is 1, 13. Okay, so now this becomes the divisor, 13 becomes divisor because 13 is smaller than 26. Okay, so this is the remainder. Clear? So this 13 becomes the divisor and this becomes the dividend. Clear? Whenever you get the remainder, you will write this divisor here. This becomes the next step. Okay, so now you know that 13 2s are 26. Now the remainder is what? Remainder is 0. Now when the remainder is 0, you will take this part as a HCF. Okay, so wherever you get the remainder as 0, this divisor, the last divisor, you take it as HCF. Okay, so HCF of 26 and 91 is how much? Is 13. Okay, now the problem is not finished yet. So you should also find the product of LCM and HCF should be equal to product of the two numbers, right? So product of two numbers. So let us check it. LCM is 82. Okay, HCF is 13. This should be equal to 26 multiplied by 91. The numbers are 26 and 91, right? So you can check it. So you'll find that 182 multiplied 13 times is equal to 26 multiplied 91 times. Okay, calculating, you will get this as 2366 and this also you will get as 2366. Okay, which are equal. Clear? So this condition is satisfied. Now let us move on to the second bit of this question. Next you have 510 and 92. Okay, so firstly let us find the LCM of these two numbers. Okay, so since I have 0, let me take 5. Okay, so 5 ones are 5. You have 1 which is not divisible by 5, so I'll write 0. Now this becomes 10. Okay, so 5 2s are 10. Okay, so 92 is not divisible by 5. Let me write it down as it is. Now you have 2 and 2, so let me take 2. Okay, 2 even numbers, so let me take 2. So 2 5s are 10 and 2 1s are 2. Okay, 2 4s are 8. 1 is a remainder, this becomes 12. So 2 6s are 12. Okay, so now let me take 2 again because 46 is divisible by 2. 51 is not divisible, so you will write it down as it is. Now this becomes 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. Clear? Now let me take 23. You know that 23 is prime, so let me take it directly. So 51 is not divisible by 23. You will write it down, and now 23 ones are 23. Okay, now this 51 is divisible by 3. Okay, so 3 ones are 3, 2 is a remainder. Now this is 21, so 3 7s are 21. Okay, so now 17 is itself is a prime number, so I am taking 17 directly. Okay, so 17 ones are 17. So what is the answer? So LCM of 510 and 92 is nothing but product of all these prime numbers. So 5 into 2 into 2 into 23 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. Okay, so calculating, what do you get? 5 2s are 10. Okay, this is 10 and 23 2s are gives you 46. Okay, 17 3s are gives you 54. Okay, so now calculating, I get this as 23460. Okay, so now I want the HCF of this. So 510 is a bigger number, so I'll write it here, and 92 is smaller, so you'll write it here. Okay, now see, you have 0 in the units digit, right? So which means here you have 92. Okay, so you know that 2 5s are 10, that means somewhere you'll get 0. Okay, so let us try in that way. So 92 5s are, let us check for this. So 5 2s are 10. Now this is 45 plus 1 is 46. You have 460. Okay, now 460 is closer to 510, so you don't have to check for 92 6 times. Okay, why? Because 92 6 times will be more than 510, right? So let us take 5 times 460. Okay, so subtracting, what do you get? 0, and this is 5. Okay, so now this 50 is less than 92, so this is the remainder, right? So when you get the remainder in this way, you will take this divisor here as the dividend. Okay, now you know that 50 ones are 50, because 52s are 100, you cannot take it, we will take it only one time. Okay, so this gives you 42. Now 42 is again less than 50, so this is the remainder. Now 50 you will write it here. Okay, so again you can see 42 ones are 42. Now 8 is the remainder, right? Now 8 is again less than 42, so let us write 42 here. Okay, so 8 5s are 40. Now 2 is a remainder. Now 2 is again less than 8, so let me write it here. Okay, so now you know that 2 4s are 8. Now 0 is a remainder. So when the remainder is 0, this final divisor which you have taken, this will be the HCF, right? So HCF is what? HCF is 2. Right? So now let us verify the condition. LCM into HCF equal to product of two numbers, right? So LCM you got it as 23460 multiplied by HCF is 2. Okay, this should be equal to the product of two numbers, 510 multiplied by 92. Okay, so what is this? 2 zeros are 0, 2 6s are 12, 1 is a carry, so 2 4s are 8 plus 1 is 9, so this is 6, this is 4, 4 6 9 2 0. This should be equal to, now let us check this one. So let us check 51 into 92, so this is 2, 10, 9, 45. So 2, 9, 6, 4 and 4, 6, 9, 2. Since you have a 0, you are writing it. Okay, so you got both the things equal. So LCM, product of LCM and HCF is equal to product of the given two numbers. Okay, next you have 336 and 54. Okay, so let us take LCM of these two numbers. Clear? So let me take 3 table. Okay, so 3 1s are 3, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6. Okay, 3 1s are 3, 2 is a remainder. Okay, 3 8s are 24. Clear? Now again let me take 3 table. So 3 3s are 9, 2 is a remainder, 22 is not divisible by 3. So let us take this complete thing as it is. Okay, you have 3 6 are 18. Okay, now again 6 is also divisible by 3. Now 1 1 2 is not divisible, you are writing it down as it is. Now 3 2s are 6. Now let us take 2 table. 2 5s are 10, 1 is a remainder, this is 12 now. So 2 6 are 12 and you have 1. Okay, now again let us take 2, 2 2s are 4, 1 is a remainder, now this is 16. So 2 8s are 16, bring down 1. So 2 14s are 28, bring down 1. 2 7s are 14, 1 you bring down. Now 7 1s are 7. Okay, so you will stop the process. Now what is the LCM? LCM is nothing but 3 multiplied how many times? 1 2 3. Okay, so 3 multiplied 3 times, 2 multiplied 4 times. Okay, and 1 7. Okay, so this you can write it as 3 cube is nothing but 27. So this entire thing, 3 cube is 27. Now 2 cube is nothing but what? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16 and you have 7. right? So this makes our calculation easier. Okay, so let us do it this way. So 16 multiplied 7 times, 16 multiplied 7 times, you know this is 42, this is 112. Okay, now this is finished. Now you shall multiply 27 to this. Okay, so this is 14, 8, 7. So this is 4, 2, 2. So this is 4, 12, 8, 10, 3. So this is 3, 0, 2, 4. Clear? So now let us find the HCF of this. So let us take the bigger number here, 336 divided by 54. Okay, so let me check. So 54 5s, I'll check first. So this is 20. 25 plus 2 is 27, 270. Now if you check 54 6 times, it will be 24, 32. Okay, so let us check 6 times. 6 times gives you 324. Okay, so subtracting, you have 12. Okay, so 12 is lesser than 54, so you will take 54 here now. Okay, so 12 4s are 48. Clear? So now the remainder is what? Remainder is 6. Clear? Now 6 is less than 12. So bring 12 here. Okay. So 2 6 are 12. Now remainder is 0. When the remainder is 0, this final divisor is your HCF, right? So HCF is nothing but 6. This one. Okay. Now you have to check for product of LCM and HCF. Is it equal to the product of two numbers or not? Okay. So here our LCM is 3024. HCF is what? HCF is 6. Okay, this should be equal to product of the two numbers. Two numbers are 336 and 54. Right? So let us check now. So this is 6 4s are 24. 2 is carried. Now 6 2s are 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay, 1 is carried. 6 0s are 6 plus 1 is 1. Okay, 6 3s are 18. Clear? Now let us multiply these two numbers. So 336 multiplied by 54 gives you 24. Okay, 12 plus 2 is 14. This is 13. Okay, now this is 30. 15 plus 3 is 18. 15 plus 1 is 16. Okay, so 4 4 11 8 1. So 181 181 44. Now you can see both are equal. Right? So you have verified that product of LCM and HCF is equal to the product of the given two numbers. So moving on to the next question, you have to find the LCM and HCF of these given numbers using prime factorization method. Okay, so most of you get confused in prime factorization method because since childhood you are habituated to do it in division method, which we have done just now. Yes, so in prime factorization method you will be confused whether to take the smallest power or highest power or what. Okay, so I'll explain you very clearly, but before that let us prime factorize each of these numbers. Okay, so 12 you have to prime factorize, the next number is 15, this also you will prime factorize separately. Now 21 also you will prime factorize. Okay, so let us do 2 6 are 12, 2 3s are 6, 3 1s are. Okay, so 12 can be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, now 15, 5 3s are 15, 3 1s are. Okay, so 15 can be written as 5 multiplied by 3. Clear? Now let us check for 21. So 3 7s are 21, 7 1s are. So 21 can be written as 3 multiplied by 7. Okay, so let me write the factors here clearly. So 12 you have written it as 2 multiplied 2 times. Okay, which means it is 2 square multiplied 3. Okay, so this is 2 square multiplied 3 times. Okay, so 15 it is 5 multiplied by 3. Now 21 you can write as 3 multiplied 7 times. Clear? Now till here it is same for all the problems. Okay, now how will you find the LCM and HCF? Now I want to find HCF and LCM using these factors. Okay, so firstly you will list out the prime factors of individual numbers. Okay, so individually you will take each of the numbers and you list out the prime factors. Okay, so list them out all together. Okay, so 12 you can write it in this way, 15, 21. Okay, now coming to HCF, the rule for HCF is, I'll tell you in a very easier method for you to remember. Okay, so look here, HCF is nothing but the product of smallest power of each of the common factor. So here there are two terms to remember. Okay, so the first one is it is smallest, the second one it is a common factor. Okay, so you have to find the smallest power of the common factor. Mind you, it is the common factor. Okay, now the difference for LCM is the product of greatest power. Okay, greatest power of each prime factor involved. Remember, it is the product of greatest power of each prime factor involved. Okay, so I'll tell you the meaning of this. Now for HCF, H means highest. So for highest common factor, you will take the smallest power. Okay, for highest you will take the smallest power. Okay, so for highest you will take the smallest power of the common factors. And for lowest, LCM is least common multiple. Okay, that means lowest. For lowest you will take the greatest power. Understood? So you are just doing the reverse of it. Okay, so that it will not confuse you. Remember, for highest you will take the smallest power, for least common multiple, that means the lowest one you will take the greatest power. Clear till now? So the next important point is, now here for HCF you will take the smallest power of each of the common factor. Okay, understood by the meaning common factor? That means a factor which is common in all the numbers. Understood? Now here, there the difference comes between LCM and HCF. Most of you remember, highest means smallest power you will take, and lowest common multiple, least common multiple means you will take the greatest power. But there is also one more important difference. Okay, so I will tell you now. So you will take the common factor for HCF. Okay, that means out of 12, 15 and 21, you will take, see, 3 is common in all the 3 numbers. Okay, the factor 3 is common in all the 3 numbers. Clear? So this you will consider. Okay, you will leave all the other factors. You will consider only the common factors for HCF. Clear with my point? You will consider only the common factors for HCF. Okay, so here you can see only 3 is common in all the 3 numbers. Clear? So you will take 3. Now the next point is, you will take the smallest power of each of the common factor. Now 3 is the common factor, and what is the smallest power? In each case 3 has power 1. Okay, so the smallest power is 3 power 1. So you will take 3 power 1 as the answer. Okay, so 3 is the HCF. 3 power 1 is nothing but 3. Okay, understood? So the very important point is, you will consider the common factor. Now out of the common factors, you will take the smallest power of the common factor. Clear? This is for HCF. Now for LCM, see the difference. For LCM you will take the greatest power, well and good, but you will take each prime factor. I am not talking about the common factor, I am talking about each prime factor involved. Okay, so here the word each prime factor involved is important. Okay, that means I'll consider all the factors. Understood? Now here you have 2 square, so you will take 2 square. Okay, and then you have 5 as one of the factors, you will take 5. Okay, you have 7 as one of the factors, you will take 7. Now there is a common factor 3. Now for LCM, least common multiple, you will take the greatest power. Okay, now here in this case 3 has the same power in all the cases, so you will simply take it as 3. Okay, so this is equal to, now 2 square is 4 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 3. So what is the LCM? 4 5s are 20. 20 into 7 is 140. 140 multiplied 3 times. Okay, so this gives 420. Okay, so understood my point? So for HCF, firstly you take the common factor. Now among the common factor, you will take the smallest power. For HCF. For LCM, you will consider all the factors. Okay, among all the factors, if you have any common factor, there you will take the highest power. Okay, otherwise also you are listing out all the common factors. Understood? Now out of all the factors, now 3 is common. So for this 3, you will not write 3 multiply 3 multiply 3. You will write 3 only once. You will take the highest power which is multiplied. Okay, highest power of 3. Here highest power is nothing but 1. Okay, so you have taken 3 one time. Okay, we shall do the next problem, it will be very clear for you. So here you have 17, 23, 29. Okay, so 17, directly you can write it is a prime number, so 1 and 17 are its prime factors. Okay, so 23 is also prime, so you have 1 multiplied by 23. There are no other factors for this. Okay, so I am not doing it. So 29 also is a prime number, so you have 1 multiplied 29 by 29. Okay, so that means all these are prime numbers. So prime numbers have factors only 1 and itself. Okay, that is what I have written. Now let us write the HCF and LCM. Okay, now for HCF, the first step I want you to do is you have to find the common factor. Now what is the common factor? 1 is the common factor, right? So 1 is the common factor for all this. So HCF is 1. Okay, now let us take LCM. For LCM, what will you do? You will consider each of the prime factor. Okay, you will take all the prime factors, and if there is any common factor, you will take the greatest power of it. But here you don't have any common factor is 1. Okay, so let us list down the other factors. It is 17 multiplied by 23 multiplied by 29. Okay, and 1 is a common factor. Okay, so it gives you 11,133,9 as the answer. Okay, once you multiply 17 multiplied 23 times multiplied by 29 gives you 11,339. Okay, in the next question you have 8, 9 and 25. Okay, so let me write 8. I want to write it directly since they are very small numbers. Okay, so 8 you can write as 2 multiplied 3 times. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. Right, so 9 you can write it as 3 multiplied 2 times. Okay, 25 you can write as 5 square, which is 5 multiplied 2 times. Okay, so let me list it here in exponential form. So 8 is nothing but 2 cube, 9 is 3 square, 25 is 5 square. Okay, so let us find the HCF first and then LCM. Okay, now for HCF I told you to find the common factor. Is there any factor which is common among all this? No, there is no common factor, which means now 1 is a factor of all this. Yes, so there is no common factor, which means 1 is common for all the numbers, which means 1 is common, right? When you find there is no common prime factor, so you can take 1 as a common factor. Okay, here there is no other factor, so you can take 1. Okay, 1 is common for all the numbers. Okay, so HCF is 1. Now what about LCM? I told you, you will consider each of the prime factor. That means you will consider the 2 cube, you will consider 3 square, you will also consider 5 square. Okay, so let me write it here. So it is 2 cube into 3 square multiplied by 5 square, which is nothing but 2 cube is 8 multiplied by 3 square is 9 multiplied by 5 square is 25. Okay, so this is nothing but 25 8 times gives you what? It gives you 200. Okay, and you have 9, so this gives you 1800. Understood? Moving on to the next question. Given HCF of 306 and 657 is 9, you have to find the LCM of this. Okay, so given two numbers are here, you can see what are the two numbers. So you can just write the given two numbers are, the two numbers are what? From the question you can see the two numbers are listed here. It is 306 and 657. Okay, and you know the condition. What is the condition between LCM, HCF and the two numbers? LCM, product of LCM and HCF is equal to the product of the given two numbers, right? Okay, so this is what you know. This is the relation, right? So substituting here, now LCM you don't know. So let us take it as X. Okay, HCF is what? HCF is 9. It is given in the question. Okay, now product of the given two numbers. The given two numbers are 306 and 657. Product means you will just simply multiply both the numbers. Okay, so you want the value of X. X is nothing but LCM. Okay, or else directly you can keep it as LCM itself. Okay, so LCM is what? LCM you want, so you'll send 9 to the other side. So this becomes 306 multiplied by 657 divided by 9. 9 is in multiplication here, so going to the other side becomes division. Okay, so now let us try to solve it. So 9 ones are, so here you can take 7s are 63. Okay, so 2 is a remainder, you have 27, 9 3 is a 27. Okay, so LCM is nothing but 306 multiplied 73 times. Okay, so let us do it here. So 306 multiplied 73 times gives you what? So it is 9 8, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 8. So okay, so let me write it here. So LCM of, you can write it in this way as it is given in the question, 306 and 657 is what? The answer you got is 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 8. Clear? Moving on to the next question, you have to check if 6 power n ends with the digit 0. Okay, that means 6 power n, the units digit, will it be 0? Okay, you have to check that. Okay, so now you have learned fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What does fundamental theorem of arithmetic state? It states that any composite number, okay, say any composite number, it has a unique prime factorization, right? So composite number, it can be expressed as product of prime factors, and that product of prime factors, the prime factors are unique. Understood? That means the order may be different, but the prime factors which you get are unique. Okay, for example, let us take say 36. This 36 can be written as 9 into 4. Okay, so this is 9 is 3 into 3 into 4, you can write as 2 into 2. Okay, so 36 I can write it as 3 multiplied 2 times and 2 multiplied 2 times, right? So or else 36 I can also write it as 3 multiplied 12 times, right? So this gives me 3 multiplied 12, I can write it as 4 multiplied 3 times. Okay, so this is again 3, 4 I can write as 2 multiplied 2 times. Okay, so the same 36 I have expressed in this way, I have expressed in this way. Okay, I have factorized in this way. This is one method and this is the other way of factorization. Now see, whichever way I factorize it, but the prime factors are unique. Okay, the order is different, but the prime factors are unique. That means here 3 you have only 2 times, here also 3 you have 2 times, 2 you have 2 times, here also you have 2 times. Okay, other than these things, do you have anything else extra here? Nothing, right? So the prime factors are same. Okay, they are same, but just that the order is different, right? So any composite number, now this is a composite number, any composite number can be expressed as a product of prime factors. Clear? However you do, the prime factors are unique. Okay, but the order may be different. Clear? So the prime factorization is unique. Okay, so keeping this point in view, let us try to solve this. Okay, so the question is, will you have a 0 in the units digit for 6 power n? Okay, so now 6 you can see, you can factorize it as 2 multiplied 3 times, right? So 2 multiplied 3 times to the power n. Now here 6 has only 2 factors, 2 and 3. That means you cannot never get a 0 here. Why? Because if you want to get 0 in the units digit, you should either have 5 as a factor, right? So if you want 0 in the units place, that means you should have a number 5 in its factors, right? So let me take an example and tell you very clearly. Suppose you have a number 40. Okay, so 40 can be written as 8 multiplied 5 times. Okay, so 8 is nothing but 2 cube. Okay, 2 multiplied 3 times. Okay, so if you want to have 0 in the units digit, then 5 should be one of the factor. Are you getting it? If you want to have 0 in the units digit, 5 should be one of the factor. But here in this case, only 2 and 3 are the factors. And using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, you know that a number can be divided into prime factors. A composite number can be divided into prime factors, and the prime factorization is unique. Okay, just the order changes, but the prime factors are unique. So you cannot have 5 here. Okay, so when you cannot have 5 in as one of the factors, you cannot have 0. Understood why? With this example I showed you. Okay, if you cannot have 5 as one of the factors, you cannot have 0 in the units digit. Are you getting it? So what will you write here? Using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, so the only prime factors are 2 and 3. So there is no 5 here. Okay, so which means 0 cannot be as one of the number in the units digit. Okay, so this I can also prove it in another way. So 6 power 1 is what? In the place of n I am taking 1. Okay, so 6 power 1 is 6. Now if you take 6 power 2, okay, in the place of n I am taking 2. So what is 6 square? It is 36. If you take 6 cube, It is 216. So on, if you take 6 power n also, you'll have something 6 in the digits place, okay? Here you can see you have 6 in the digits place in all the cases, okay? So if you take 6 power n also, you'll have 6 in the digits place, okay? So nowhere you can have 0. Clear? So this is one way of proving with example. So the other way is using the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. You have proved that only 2 and 3 are the factors of 6. Which means now if you want to have 0 in the units digit, you should have 5 as one of the factors, as I told you. Right? Since 5 is not there in this factors, so you cannot say that 0 will be the digit in the units place. Clear? So ultimately you know that 6 should be the digit in the units place, taking examples. Okay? Yeah, moving on to the next problem. You have 7 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 13 plus 13. You have to show that this is a composite number, okay? Similarly, you have the other bit of this question, okay? So for proving this, we shall use fundamental theorem of arithmetic, okay? So what does fundamental theorem of arithmetic state? A composite number, every composite number can be expressed as product of prime factors, okay? And the prime factorization is unique, right? So if we can get, now you have to prove that this is a composite number. So if you can write this as a product of prime factors, then you can say that this is a composite number. Are you getting it? So composite number, using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, you know that a composite number can be expressed as product of prime factors, right? So here some expression is given to you. If you can bring this expression as a product of numbers, okay, product of prime factors, then you can say that this particular number is composite, right? So now here you can see this is, here in this expression you have two terms. This is one term, this is the second term, okay? So this plus separates these two terms. Okay, this plus sign separates these two terms. Clear? So here also you can see all, this is all product, okay, and you have a plus sign. That means this complete thing is one term and this is the second term. Okay, now let us try to bring, you should not have any plus signs, you want only products. Okay, that means you should have only multiplication signs. Okay, then you can say that this particular number is composite. Okay, using fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Clear? So since you have plus, now let us do something here. Okay, so what shall we do? How shall we go about? So what we will do is, from this term and this term, firstly we will identify the terms. Now these are two terms separated by a plus sign. Okay, you can see that 13 is common in these two terms, right? So let us take 13 common. Okay, so if you take 13 common, so what is left over here? So here in this term you are taking 13 common. So what is left over? 7 multiplied by 11. So let us write it here, 7 multiplied by 11. Okay, now in this term you are taking 13 common. So 13 can be written as 13 into 1. Okay, it can be written as 13 into 1. Now if you are taking 13 common, what is left over? 1. So that one I will write it here. You have a plus and here 1 you can write. Okay, taking 13 common, you are left out with 1. Okay, so this is equal to 13 multiplied by 7 into 11 is 77, you have plus 1. Okay, so this is equal to 13 multiplied by 77 plus 1 is 78. Okay, here also there is nothing between these two, which means it is a multiplication sign. I hope you know it. Okay, so now this is 13 multiplied by 78. So 13 multiplied by 78, it is divisible by 2. Okay, so it is 2 3s are 6, 1 is a remainder, 2 9s are 18. Okay, so this is 13 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 39, you can write as 13 3s are. Now you can see all these are prime numbers, right? All these are prime numbers and you can see all these are products. Okay, so this particular number you have expressed it as product of prime numbers. So what can you say about this number? Using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, this particular number you have expressed it as product of prime numbers, which means this number is composite. Okay, so therefore you can say that 7 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 13 plus 13 is composite. Using what? Using fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Why? Because you see you got all product of prime numbers here. Okay, this particular number you were able to express as product of prime numbers. Okay, so this also will do it in the same way. Okay, just see here, this is one term as I told you, separated by a plus sign, and this is the second term. Now out of these two terms you can see 5 is common. Okay, so let us take that 5 as common. Okay, so when you take 5 as common, all these leftover terms you will write it here. Okay, so it is 7 multiplied by 6. This 5 you are taking it as common. So multiplied by, you have 4, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 1. You have plus, right, plus. Now here you have 5. 5 is nothing but 5 multiplied by 1. You are taking 5 common. So what is left over? 1. Okay, so this is again equal to, now let us multiply this. 7 6 are 42, 42 4s are 168, 168 3s are, let us see here, 168 3s are 24, this is 18, 25, this is 504 2s are 8 0 1 0 0, so 1 0 0 8 and you have plus 1 here. Understood? Simply I am calculating this. Okay, so this is nothing but 5 multiplied by 1008 plus 1 is 1009. Okay, now here you can see this is product of two numbers. Okay, this particular number you have expressed it as product of two numbers. Okay, so simply you can just stop it here also and you can say that this particular number is composite. Why? Because you are able to express it as product of numbers. Okay, so that means this is a composite number. So moving on to the next question, 7th question. Okay, there is a circular path around a sports field. Okay, so you have a circular path around a sports field. Okay, Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round. Okay, so Sonia takes how many minutes? So Sonia takes 18 minutes for one round. Okay, suppose this is the starting point. Okay, so this is the starting point. So Sonia takes 18 minutes to complete one round, while Ravi takes 12 minutes for the same. Okay, so Ravi takes how many minutes? Ravi takes 12 minutes for one round. Okay, suppose they both start at the same point. Okay, suppose Sonia and Ravi, they are starting at the same point and at the same time. Okay, so same point, same time and go in the same direction. Okay, so after how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? Okay, so now here you can see that now Sonia completes one round in 18 minutes. Ravi completes one round in 12 minutes. Okay, so Sonia and Ravi are starting from the same point. Okay, suppose here this is the starting point. Okay, Sonia and this is Ravi, both are starting from the same point. Okay, so Sonia will represent by black and Ravi by blue color. Okay, Sonia started and Sonia is running in this direction. She will take how many minutes? 18 minutes to complete one round. Okay, for the next round how many minutes will she take? So one round she completed. Here this is the starting point. Okay, so one round she completed in 18 minutes. Now the second round she will complete in how many minutes? 18 plus 18. Okay, so first round is 18 minutes. Okay, second round is 18 plus 18, 36 minutes. Okay, now for third round how many minutes will she take? For third round it is 36 plus 18 again, so she will take 54 minutes. Okay, now if she is running fourth round, again one more 18 you will add. Okay, so that means Sonia is taking 18 for first round. For second round she will take 36 minutes. For third round she will take 54 minutes. Okay, similarly let us find for Ravi. Ravi is starting from the same point at the same time. Okay, now you have to find out when will these two people meet. Okay, when will these two people meet? Okay, now let us find it here. So for Sonia, for first round she is taking 18 minutes. For second round, to complete second round she will take 36 minutes, and for third round she will take 54 minutes and so on. Okay, that means you can see it is multiples of 18, 18, 36, 54 and so on, right? Now for Ravi will complete the first round in 12 minutes. Okay, for the second round he will take 12 plus 12, 24 minutes. For third round he will take 36 minutes. He will complete the third round in 36 minutes. Okay, now fourth round he will complete in 48 minutes and so on. That means this is multiples of 12. Now the question is, when will Sonia and Ravi meet at the starting point? Okay, so here you can see by these timings you can see now this is 18, 36, 54, 12, 24, 36. So which is common? Here 36 is common. Okay, that means at 36 minutes, after 36 minutes, Sonia and Ravi will meet each other at the starting point. Did you understand? So that means nothing but you have to take the least common multiple. Okay, so here you can see you have multiples of 18, multiples of 12. So out of this, what are you finding out? you are finding out the least common multiple. Okay, the common multiple which is least. Okay, that means the first common multiple you are finding. Understood? So that is the reason we will take LCM for this. Okay, so you will find out LCM of 18 and 12. Understood? Now the logic behind this. So what is the LCM of 18 and 12? So 3 6 are 18, 3 4s are 12. Taking 3 again, it is 3 2s are 6 and 4 is not divisible, so you will write it. Now let us take 2, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 1. Okay, so what is LCM? LCM of 18 and 12 is what? It is 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, so 3 3s are 9, 9 2s are 18, 18 2s are is 36. Understood? Now you will get to know that you have to take the LCM, but why? The logic behind this is Sonia takes 18 minutes, Ravi takes 12 minutes, and they are starting from the same point at the same time. Okay, so while running, Sonia completes first round in 18 minutes, second round she will take 36. Okay, for completing second round, for third round it is 54. That means she will run in multiples of 18. Now Ravi will run in multiples of 12. First round 12 minutes he will take, second round 24, third round 36 and so on. Now our question is, when will both of them meet at the starting point? Okay, now that means you have to find the common multiple. Okay, both of them at 36 minutes. Okay, at 36 minutes they will be here at the starting point. Okay, the first time. Okay, that means you are finding the least common multiple. Okay, so we have found out the LCM of 18 and 12. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of exercise 1.2, and I hope you like this video. If yes, then give this video a very big thumbs up, and also comment and let me know how are you liking the videos in the comment section below. Okay, and don't forget to share the channel to all your friends, and if you are new, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.